Diary of Me as His Majesty, Fulig Jimmy the First, Part 10. I am a blooming idiot, self-declared. That's the idea what dawned in my mind today, and just like real kings do, I note the date thusly. Ambo Domino. I mean, the murderer was there with me. I was talking to him, and I didn't even suspect a thing. And the whole time, I had no idea who the ghost captain really was. Though it should have been as plain as a potato in soup, because he wasn't no ghost. See, I figured now that on the ship, he had someone dressed as a captain to do the shady deeds while he himself was puffing his pipe calmly on the bridge. But turns out the real killer was him. Now I just remembered. I saw him that night on the first-class hallway of the Starnonolu when Fernandes, who used to be a duke, kicked the bucket. All this I figured out all by my own. And who is this captain? Warren's? That's Warren's Bob from Zumbafa. Only instead of going where they were waiting for him, he jumped ship straight in front of San Antonio near Porquez. All that I figured out all alone too. I should have known earlier. That Worth guy, the supposed captain, only joined the ship in Porquez. Should have guessed he was actually Warren's Bob. But no, I'm a blooming idiot. That too, I figured out by myself. Now the police from Java wrote a thing. They say they concluded that the convict didn't head for the Isle of Happiness for revenge like we thought, but pulled a brilliant stunt and came right here, ahead of the king, to Porquez. He was on the Holo Nunun Star too. We nearly caught a whiff of him in Singapore. We know this thanks to a tip-off from someone named Boniface, who'll squeeze the grand prize lottery out of me for this, who said Warren's boarded at Nono Holashtar Lulu. Then they confirmed. The captain of the ship fell ill near Porquez, and a new American captain with fine credentials took over the Holostar Nulu. But now we know it was all forged. So likely Warren's poisoned the captain and used fake papers to take his place on the Holono Lucitor heading to Singapore. That was plenty enough for me to realize. Warren's was the captain. That's why he insisted, even with permission, that I toss Fernandes overboard. And that's how he slipped over to the Almira yacht in Singapore. Also, it's certain now that poor Egmont got done in by him. He escaped through the secret door, the one where he later showed up pointing a revolver at me. That's why he said, "There will be no state council." He knew Egmont's sudden demise would delay it. The island's in a proper panic now. The locals are restless. They love Warren's. I can see the harbor from the palace, and little crowds are gathering everywhere, whispering and twitching. Inside the palace, too, fancy folks are running around all flustered. Poor Egmont got knifed right in the room outside the council chamber. After I left, stabbed from behind. That's a dirty trick, that is. I wanted to run away through the painting. But first, I went to grab some emotional valuables. And in that moment, Warren stabbed Egmont and legged it through the frame right in front of me. Then he chased me back in from outside. And now I'm looking rather fine and dignified here. Then Her Majesty herself walked in through the painting like this. Was it you? She asked, eyes all red from crying. Poor soul looking like she'd been through a lot. Sorry, I said. You did the killing? Ma'am, I may be a scoundrel, but I ain't no backstabber. I stab fair and square. Front only. Anyone can turn their back on Fulig Jimmy and live to tell it. No, forgive me. You couldn't have done it. It was Warren's. But why Egmont? 'Cause he knew I wasn't no king. We came on the ship together. That's why he doesn't want to kill me. Not my fault. Real sorry. The queen was wringing her fingers. Listen, the British military attaché wrote, said there's wild rumors in Singapore about the king's identity. He wants to put those rumors to bed. Well, that's bad. A military attack chef is a big deal. What will we do? She asked me. I'll vanish, I say. Better that than the big swindle coming out. But then we got no king. It's true that someone should steer state affairs and all, but I don't rightly think I'm that someone. Oh my God, she said. What's got your majesty all shaken? If the British pull their support, Alvarez will sail in here with ships. He's waiting in Singapore with a whole gang of thugs for the right moment. But where's the Archduke and Dirty Fred? No news. At least you should go. She sighed. Run. You've got a kind heart, but you're still a kid. Things are about to fall apart here. War, death, disaster. I won't abandon you. I'm staying, I said. Then she came over and took my hand in hers. A single tear rolled down her cheek. Let's wait, I said. Something might happen. And something did happen. That afternoon, Gomperez, the Hinge Delgo guy, got himself killed, right in his bald head. The oil company folks were packing up. Locals were cleaning weapons. Gomperez was stabbed in the back, too. The police made another breakthrough. I got changed into my good old vagabond clothes and told the Queen, I'm slipping out now. You really going? Yep, hunting. I'm gonna find Warrens and keep hitting him until he don't wake up again. Then there'll be peace. The locals. I ain't no chicken-hearted monarch. This is what has to be done. Big hunt tonight, and if I don't come back, it don't mean I ran off. It means my new permanent address is Almyra, from the end of my reign until resurrection. And again she took my hand all by herself. It won't matter even if you get rid of Warrens. Why not? Because this. She showed me a letter. The military attaché says, in view of the circulating rumors, Admiral Parker is requesting an audience with His Majesty tomorrow. Oh dear, that's trouble. Should I meet him? I asked. Parker, he knows my son like I do. This summer he hosted the king on his ship for 2 whole weeks. Well, slap me silly. Maybe don't meet him. Tell him I'm weak, faint. You'd refuse Admiral Parker. That's the end. The British don't joke around with that stuff. Big trouble, that's clear. But never mind. I slipped out the back gate quick and quiet, headed into the night to hunt. I don't care about nothing now. I just want to see that sailor suit again and grab Warrens by the neck and then... To be continued.
How could things change so quickly? One moment, a death sentence, next, a wedding proposal. When His Majesty was being led to the emergency exit, Big Buffalo was grinding his teeth again, loudly. But what could he do against such a crowd? Dirty Fred dropped to his knees in a smooth rhythm, then straightened up next to the door frame, scratching himself along the full length as if his entire body itched.
I think that boy really did deserve to die.
Yes, Charlie and I agree, and that makes it the right opinion.
That comment didn't sit well with Charlie. As previously mentioned, Dirty Fred wasn't exactly beloved in these parts. Charlie shot him a contemptuous look. One of Fred's thick, gray eyebrows rose at an annoyingly sharp angle.
Why the long faces? Having second thoughts about offing poor Warrens the pirate?
There was something infuriatingly smug about his tone.
And if we are, what's it to you? He knocked me out cold, but I wouldn't drink his blood over it like you seem ready to.
I think I feel sorry for the kid now. I'd rather bring him back.
Why? And who do you think you are?
Everyone stared at the captain, full of loathing. He basked in it.
Fred, you act like you're the boss of us all.
I spit on the lot of you.
Silence. Somehow no one dared to challenge him. No one really knew why.
Enough. This is pointless. Let's discuss what actually needs doing.
Dirty Fred rummaged through the deerskin pouch lying on the table and pulled out an ornamented piece of leather.
Totem.
So,
This is the tribal contract with old Warrens, the pirate hanged by the St. Antonios. The boy was 12 when his father died. He hasn't been seen since, but the tribes don't know him. They'll recognize him only by the totem. This proves he is Warren's Bob.
He stared at the symbol-covered leather strip. The others began to sense something was brewing, but only vaguely. One thing was clear. Fred was already shuffling the cards.
For heaven's sake, just talk.
Simple. We get ourselves a street rat, present him with this totem as Warrens, and use him to rally the native tribes to our side. Then we kill him.
And until then,
He marries Red Claw.
At that exact moment, Red Claw entered and froze in her tracks.
What did you say?
We'll pay some young scoundrel to pose as Warren's Bob and marry you.
Are you drunk?
Yes, but that's not relevant. The point is, we pretend he married your daughter. Then the island is ours. The natives love Warrens. The citizens love Alvarez. The English will never side with Prince Fulig Jimmy, and the Americans will support us. All we need is a bold mission to bring Warren's Bob and his bride, daughter of President Alvarez, to Elmira.
You're insane.
The room exploded into noise. Fred stood firm, looking utterly confused why anyone would object to his brilliant plan.
Stop talking, Captain. I will not marry off my daughter for political gain.
But we'd kill him afterward.
Red Claw gazed at her father. Alvarez had suffered a great deal, and all for a single goal.
I accept. If the daughter of Emperor Franz could marry a Corsican lawyer's son, I can marry Warren's Bob.
Technically, it won't be Warren's Bob. He'll be dead soon after. Just some guy playing his part.
Then why not let the real Warrens marry her? Why lie?
Because I said he has to die. That's final, and no one dares.
What? You threatening us now? Think you command us? I agree with Big Buffalo now. We need the boy.
Charlie relished the excuse to distance himself from Fred. The others eagerly jumped ship, too.
We won't kill him.
Damn you, demon.
They were seconds from tearing him apart.
Silence. My daughter will decide.
Free the boy. I'm marrying him. Summon the prophet?
Meanwhile, Fred was twirling his beard in a dark corridor, pleased as punch. His duty was to protect the prince, and for now, he'd just saved his life. By demanding his death so loudly, he made everyone take the boy's side. And once again, Dirty Fred had turned being universally hated into a tactical advantage. Everyone was now looking for Burton, the criminal preacher known as the Prophet. No one could find him. Turned out, they didn't need to. The prince rejected Ana Alvarez's hand in marriage, claiming a strong preference for well-rounded black women. Busy Gizzard, a man who was part secretary, part courier, part executioner, was dozing next to the coat room. Nearby, the prison overseer Rob was eating cold sauce with chicken. The chief medical officer nudged the real Trebitch awake.
Hey, Gizzard. Go keep an eye on a dryer. The wild child is in there. Hit him if he climbs.
Trebitch adjusted his crooked wire-rimmed glasses and shuffled off.
What does this kid know that everyone's so worked up over?
Rob wandered off to a door labeled Storage Room. No entry for anyone. He opened it, and soon, grenades, revolvers, rifles, and sailor uniforms were being hauled out. His Grace had declared a general alert. They were going to Elmira, with or without Warrens.
Everything on the right side goes to the Radzier. The rest goes on the steamship Papit.
Dude,
Yes. Moonlight Charlie takes the Papit.
Meanwhile, Gizzard had fallen asleep again, snoring with his glasses trembling on his nose. He slumped forward against the stone ledge of the dryer pit. Someone crept silently up, pulled back the stone, and dropped something into the hole, then vanished. His Majesty was nearly dead. Stripped bare, his soaked body burned and itched, his lips cracked, throat raw, breathing ragged. Suddenly, a crumpled note fell from above. So did Gizzard's wire glasses, dangling on their long black cord. The prince unfolded the note by the light of his lighter.
Your Majesty, the real Burton died years ago. The man posing as the prophet is a fraud. Accept the marriage. Since he's not a real priest, it won't be valid. Play along, and you'll be sent to Elmira. That's the goal. Everything will be sorted there. You can trust the intelligence service. Do not try to find me. Your most loyal servant,
He pocketed the letter, but the glasses fascinated him more. Busy Gizzard, the real Trebitch, the man from day one. Genius actor. He had to confirm it. Were these really his glasses? His Majesty's eyes burned. He tore the letter to bits and stuck them to the wall with spit, then fainted again. Meanwhile, Alvarez was enjoying the upscale part of his double life, lounging on the terrace of the Hotel Oriental. Palm trees swayed. The sea sparkled. Across the table sat an American gentleman.
Very interesting. We Americans care deeply about the fate of every tiny island in the Indian Ocean.
And American capital is welcome in my republic to spread civilization. For this, I ask support.
Support?
But only if it turns out the current king is illegitimate.
I promise to speak with the right people, and if you'd like, you may join me on the cruiser Boston as my guest to Elmira.
And may we count on American support?
We respect the English protectorate, but if there are no royal princes left, then yes.
Warrens is my fiancé. That solves the issue of governance. For quite a while, I'd say.
The Admiral stared at her, then nodded with approval.
You are very clever, and I believe you may indeed count on us. That is, on me. That is, on America.
Not long after, His Majesty woke to a cooling cloth on his face. Someone was caring for him. It was Red Claw, kneeling beside him in a silk dress, on the dirt floor of the clay pit.
That was cruel what they did to you. Feeling any better?
Yes. Though, sadly, my tastes haven't changed.
Don't be ridiculous. I had no idea what happened to you. Can you climb out?
Why not take me straight to the next torture chamber?
Nobody's going to hurt you anymore.
A sailor helped him up out of the pit. Sitting nearby on the ground by the stone ledge was Buzzy Gizzard, no longer asleep, but clearly miserable.
All this trouble because of you. Now I've lost my glasses too.
The prince's eyes widened. A signal. His heart leapt.
Wait, were these yours? These glasses that fell in?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
The prince gave a meaningful wink, almost trembling with excitement.
What's that supposed to mean? Something in your eye?
It's nothing. It's fine.
Gizzard blinked. After everything they'd done to this boy, a few facial tics were the least of it. He walked off, still confused, but no longer suspicious.
Feeling better?
Yes, but I'd really like to know what happens to me now.
You get to choose, Warrens. Police station or marriage.
Then I'll marry you. But why?
We're taking over the St. Antonio's throne, with the help of the clubgoers.
With this crew? You think anything will be left standing?
I'm not afraid of them.
Because you don't know what it means to rule.
And you were raised to?
Well, the Warrens line were said to be great rulers. But you expect family bliss? On some island?
You really think there's a remote enough island and enough years in a lifetime for me to ever let you get close?
So I really am that hideous?
He pulled out a pocket mirror with tragic solemnity and winced. The scabby pirate face staring back at him was worse than he remembered. Swollen blue and purple blotches, cracked skin peeling in the heat like burnt parchment. If mirrors could scream, this one would have.
Come, let's go face the cold ones.
Even with one working eye, the prince still appreciated the sight of her figure as she walked ahead. After all, he was only 20.
So, have you made up your mind?
Yes, under duress, I'm marrying Miss Alvarez. But please note for the record that I remain deeply attracted to full-figured, dark-haired ladies.
Your preferences are irrelevant. And if you mention duress during the ceremony, we'll dispose of you, Warrens.
All right.
Someone entered with a missionary. A tall, dark man with the solemn smugness only strict preachers carry into worldly places.
This young man is Bob Warrens, who wishes to marry Anna Alvarez.
The two stood before him.
Bob Warrens, do you take Anna Alvarez as your wife?
I do.
Not enthusiastic, but convincing. The prince admired the performance.
And Anna Alvarez, do you take Bob Warren's?
I do.
The priest joined their hands and spoke solemnly.
In the sight of God and man, you are now husband and wife, one flesh, one soul.
All the pirates stood with bared heads. The missionary opened his prayer book. Red Claw felt something strange. Despite the prince's monstrous appearance, this was still her first vow of eternal love.
May God's blessing guide you on your path, my children.
And then he left. No one congratulated the couple.
Well done. Lucky for us that prophet is in hell instead of heaven.
That wasn't the prophet. He vanished. We had to bring in a Jesuit from the Malay mission.
The world tilted around the prince. So, Red Claw was now legally his wife, and she had no idea, at that moment, she had just become the queen of the Isle of Happiness. To be continued.